The Washington Post, one of the most prestigious newspapers in the United States, has recently found itself at the center of a storm of controversy following a sweeping overhaul of its opinion section by its billionaire owner, Jeff Bezos. The changes, which align the paper's editorial stance more closely with libertarian principles, have led to the resignation of the Post's Opinions Editor, David Shipley, and sparked a wave of shock and dismay within the newsroom. This article delves into the details of the revamp, the reactions it has elicited, and the broader implications for the future of the Washington Post. The announcement, a new libertarian vision. A Wednesday morning, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and owner of the Washington Post since 2013, announced a significant shift in the paper's editorial direction. In a memo to staffers, Bezos outlined a new vision for the Post's opinion sections, emphasizing a focus on two core pillars: personal liberties and free markets. "We are going to be writing every day in support and defense of two pillars, personal liberties and free markets," Bezos wrote. "We'll cover other topics too, of course, but viewpoints opposing those pillars will be left to be published by others." This marked a dramatic departure from the traditional role of newspaper op-ed sections, which have historically served as platforms for a wide range of viewpoints, often including those that conflict with the publisher's editorial line. The term op-ed itself is an abbreviation for opposite the editorial page, reflecting the practice of presenting diverse perspectives. However, Bezos characterized this approach as outdated, arguing that the internet has made it unnecessary for newspapers to provide a broad spectrum of opinions. There was a time when a newspaper, especially one that was a local monopoly, might have seen it as a service to bring to the reader's doorstep every morning a broad-based opinion section that sought to cover all views. Bezos said, "Today, the internet does that job." The resignation of David Shipley. The announcement of the new editorial direction was met with immediate resistance within the Post newsroom, particularly from David Shipley, the paper's opinions editor. Shipley, who was recruited by Bezos from Bloomberg. Opinions in 2022 chose to resign rather than oversee the implementation of the revamped opinion sections. Shipley's resignation was a significant blow to the Post, as he had been instrumental in elevating the paper's opinion section during his tenure. Under his leadership, the section had won 2 Pulitzer Prizes and 2 Loeb Awards, cementing its reputation as a leading voice in American journalism. However, Shipley's standing within the organization had been increasingly undermined by Bezos's recent decisions, particularly the controversial move to kill an editorial endorsing Kamala Harris for president. In a statement shared with NPR, Shipley expressed his disappointment with the new direction, stating that he had wanted to create a broader pluralistic place for opinions at the Post. However, he acknowledged that Bezos sought a more focused opinion report, which ultimately led to his decision to step down. Shock and dismay in the newsroom. The announcement of the new editorial direction and Shipley's resignation sent shockwaves through the Post newsroom. Many staffers were caught off guard by the sudden shift in the paper's stance, and concerns were raised about the potential impact on the Post's reputation for independent and unbiased journalism. At an hour-long meeting with opinion writers, Shipley reportedly expressed uncertainty about the future of the section, according to an attendee who spoke on condition of anonymity. The attendee noted that Shipley had hoped to maintain a diverse range of viewpoints in the opinion section, but that Bezos's vision for a more focused approach had made that impossible. The decision also sparked concerns among senior news editors, who worried that Bezos's new direction could lead to interference with the paper's news coverage. In response to these concerns, executive editor Matt Murray sought to reassure staffers that the Post's commitment to independent journalism remained unchanged. The independent and unbiased work of the Post newsroom remains unchanged, and we will continue to pursue engaging, impactful journalism without fear or favor, Murray wrote in a memo to the newsroom. Despite these assurances, the announcement left many staffers feeling uneasy. David Marinis, a legendary journalist and associate editor at the Post, took to Blue Sky to express his dismay, writing that he would never write for the paper again, as long as Bezos owns it. One pernicious step after another, Bezos encroached on the Post editorial policy. Marinis wrote, "Today, he seized it fully. The old Washington Post is a divided newsroom. The controversy surrounding Bezos's new editorial direction has deepened divisions within the Post newsroom, with many staffers expressing frustration and disillusionment." One writer for the Opinions section told NPR that he was heartsick over the changes, adding that leadership matters. The fallout from the decision has also led to a significant exodus of talent from the Post, with veteran journalists leaving for other outlets such as The Atlantic, The New York Times, The Wall Street Journal, and CNN. The loss of experienced staffers has further exacerbated concerns about the paper's ability to maintain its high standards of journalism in the face of Bezos's new direction. Bezos' new approach, a departure from the past Bezos decision to revamp the Post's opinion sections, marks a dramatic departure from the paper's approach during the first Trump administration. During that period, the Post was known for its dogged reporting on the Trump administration, adopting the motto, "Democracy dies in darkness." The paper won Pulitzer Prizes for its coverage of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol and Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. However, Bezos's recent decisions have signaled a shift in the paper's editorial stance. In October, Bezos sparked outrage, both inside and outside the Post, when he killed an editorial endorsing Kamala Harris for president. The decision led to the resignation of several editorial writers and prompted more than 300,000 people to cancel their digital subscriptions in a matter of days. Shipley argued to Bezos that the Wall Street Journal's highly pro-markets pages had operated under a similar policy for decades, but his arguments fell on deaf ears. In his memo to staff, Bezos praised Shipley and offered him the chance to lead the reformed sections, but made it clear that he expected full alignment with the new direction. "I suggested to him if the answer wasn't hell yes, then it had to be no," Bezos wrote. The role of Will Lewis, a new direction for the Post. The changes at the Post have been championed by Will Lewis, the paper's publisher and chief executive. Lewis, who previously served in the same role at the Wall Street Journal, has advocated for a more focused editorial approach at the Post, similar to the one he implemented at the Journal. Lewis's appointment as publisher was seen as a strategic move by Bezos to build better bridges to the Trump administration and conservative circles. Lewis, a British journalist, has close ties to conservative media magnate Rupert Murdoch and previously served as editor of the Conservative Telegraph in the UK. He also worked as a consultant for Tory Prime Minister Boris Johnson. In a note to staff, Lewis expressed his excitement about the new direction, emphasizing the importance of clarity and transparency in the paper's editorial stance. "I am very excited about this new clarity and transparency. and cannot wait to see it brought to life in our opinion section. Every day, Lewis wrote, "This is not about siding with any political party. This is about being crystal clear about what we stand for as a newspaper. Doing this is a critical part of serving as a premier news publication across America and for all Americans. The broader implications. The future of the Washington Post. The controversy surrounding Bezos's revamp of the Post's opinion sections raises important questions about the future of the paper and its role in American journalism. The Post has long been regarded as one of the most influential newspapers in the country, with a reputation for holding power to account and providing a platform for diverse viewpoints. However, Bezos's new direction has led to concerns that the paper may be sacrificing its commitment to independent journalism in favor of a more ideologically driven approach. The decision to focus on personal liberties and free markets, while excluding opposing viewpoints, has been criticized as a departure from the principles of balanced and objective reporting. The loss of experienced journalists and the resignation of David Shipley have further fueled concerns about the paper's ability to maintain its high standards of journalism. As the Post moves forward under its new editorial direction, it will face the challenge of balancing the demands of its owner with the expectations of its readers and the broader journalistic community. A pivotal moment for the Washington Post. The revamp of the Washington Post's opinion sections by Jeff Bezos represents a pivotal moment in the paper's history. The decision to align the paper's editorial stance more closely with libertarian principles has sparked a wave of controversy, leading to the resignation of the Post's opinions editor and raising concerns about the paper's commitment to independent journalism. As the Post moves forward under its new direction, it will face the challenge of maintaining its reputation as a leading voice in American journalism while navigating the demands of its billionaire owner. The outcome of this controversy will have significant implications not only for the future of the Washington Post, but also for the broader landscape of American media. In the words of David Marinis, the old Washington Post is gone. Whether the new Post can live up to the legacy of its predecessor remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that the decisions made in the coming months will shape the future of one of the most important institutions in American journalism.